Hey everyone, Luke Dog here, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. Everyone is ready to report in. So let's see what we got. What's the news, everybody? We've received weapon plans and located an apiary to supply us. When the idea was presented, the beekeeper tented his fingers and sneered, "Of course." Quite disturbing. Jar of bees grenade recipe. Nightingale. 100 shadows to chase. Heading to Lake Celestine. The nobility say it's lovely this time of year. Fisher. Diplomacy won the day. The clerics chosen to receive aid have been most appreciative, and have successfully drowned out our detractors. This caused an internal struggle, clerics hiring thugs to kill other clerics. I was forced to intervene. Such despicable behavior from those who aspire to the Sunburst throne. The mood in the Grand Cathedral is tense, but for now the Chantry can be counted our political ally. Josephine. I can make no sense of this. The Herald found her. Perhaps he can advise? Cullen. For your big hats, Lord whoever says you're rubbish. His servants don't care, but could. Drop a few things for them. They'll give Josephine a surprise. I think scrolls or something. Sarah. Scribble of heraldic symbols and directions are below. Also Sarah's name 37 times. The heraldry is of a minor house. Shall we instead see what the surprise might be?
At your service.
See what else is in Ferelden. The runes discovered in the mountain passage during the recent search are of a type never seen before, neither Tevinter nor Elven, and perhaps dating back to the time of Andraste herself. There are a few who might be able to translate the script, and the benefit of doing so is unknown. We have agents with magical knowledge and the means to acquire texts. Let us work on this ourselves. I know several Antivan scholars who can be discreet. They would happily translate the runes for us. Well, unfortunately, you're busy right now, so...
Let's see what we have.
Is that it for now? Cullen, you're gonna get some money for us.
All right.
Good luck, everybody.
Please tell me if you find something. Good day to you.
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
Let's speak later.
Another time.
With passionate breath does the darkness creep. Yes?
Is there anything I can do to help your efforts at restoring the Circle?
After the circles fell, their libraries were plundered by scavengers. 1,000 years of recorded knowledge in the hands of bandits. It makes me sick to think of it. I've received news that some tomes have been located, if you are interested in righting this wrong.
I'll look into it for you.
If you can take care of this matter, the Circle would be in your debt.
Find Circle's home in the Hinterlands, Western Approach, and Exalted Plains.
So the Carter sells lyrium to both mages and Templars.
I need obsidian.
Right. Templars use it all the time. Nice, steady sales. Helps them fight magic, I think.
Did you need something?
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
I'll leave you to your work.
Hi, Varric.
Come to me, child, and I shall embrace
Hey, it's you again.
Sarah? She's a feisty one. I didn't mean anything by it. It's good to see us all coming together to serve the Maker.
Never thought the Inquisition would be recruiting thieves to its ranks.
You apparently have a lot of friends. Tell me about your network.
It's not mine, right? I mean, it is, but it's also everyone. Everyone who wants to shove it to nobles who hide behind gold and silk. And hats, I guess.
Is Red Jenny real? Or was she always just you and your friends?
Dunno.
Don't you care?
Not if it works. I mean, Red is scary because blood. And Jenny is... Look, nobody fears the bunch of people who do random stuff. And besides, it's easy. Nobles want a bogeyman because they need to believe normal people can't get at them. Numbers, right? It don't have to be so complicated.
Doesn't this mean people think you're guilty of more than you actually do?
Suppose. Does it matter?
Shouldn't it?
Important people kill over imagined insults. I've made more than enough real ones, so no. I don't suppose it does.
Are you just about pranks and revenge, or is there more to it?
Well, it's a weave, right? I grease a ballroom, so a wyvern chasing Git has to hunt sprained. Strangely, handmaids leave his vault open. His heirlooms pay off someone else. Maybe clean streets in Kirkwall so someone gets something else. Pish, pish, pish. A lot of people eventually get help or a laugh. Or maybe someone dead if they deserve it.
Glad I met you before someone decided what I deserved.
You're no hateful ass so far. I'd just get you with a pie or something. Anyway, assassin's a bard's job, innit? No fun, that lot. They might plonk a noble, right? But only to raise another. Plus, I'm shy at singing.
Where are the people you promised?
If I knew, there wouldn't be much use. That's sort of the point. Look, unless your baddies are rocks or trees, they have people they use. Cooks, squires, wipers. Yeah, I know, wipers, right? You better believe the one with wipers deserve it, right in the... Well, anyway, the little people will be there when you need them, in a million little ways.
So, lots of little contributions add up in the background. Like snowflakes that snap a branch.
What? Sure. Like snow, I guess. Anyway, it just works, most of the time. Friend of a friend and little hints. Mind you, you still have to be smart. Don't bet your life unless you're into that. To be clear, I'm not into that.
I can play along if it works for you.
You have a choice. Hail the Inquisition.
We'll talk another time.
It's all good, isn't it?
She would always like to say, why change the past when you can own this day?
Hey, Sarah, you got your own song. Oh, wow. Where did that come from?
Greetings.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Fun conversation. We'll go here.
Nothing to report, sir.
That's good. One of Liliana's agents reported a man calling himself Blackwall, dressed in full gray warden regalia and last seen traveling through the Ferelden Hinterlands. With so many wardens disappearing in the wake of the Divine's death, this Blackwall should be questioned. It's a good thing he just happens to be right next to our camp. How come you guys got up? No fair. There we go. Okay, you cannot swim. Got it. Tell the tale of Tyrda Brightaxe, Mountain Maker, Spirit's Bride. Free her people, forged in fastness, made in mountains, hardly hide. Wise in wisdom, calm in counsel, great in gift her grateful guests. Sacrifice she did to spirits, took their teachings, followed quests. Bright her axe, unbreaking crystal, stirred to flame when temper flies, gifted from her leaf-eared lover, laughing lady of the skies. Bested blades of all who tired, maidens spurning all requests, tiered her bright axe, dreamer's eyes, Avar mother of her making.
They will make this a fight, not us.
Hello?
Remember how to carry your shields. You're not hiding, you're holding. Otherwise, it's useless.
Blackwall. Warden Blackwall.
You're not... How do you know my name? Who sent... Ah! That's it. Help will get out. We're dealing with these idiots first. Conscripts, here they come! Hold the wall, men! Make them come to me! You're dead, bastard! I wasn't here to fight. Stop and think. You know how this ends. Sorry, bastards. Good work, conscripts. Even if this shouldn't have happened, they could have... Well, thieves are made, not born. Take back what they stole. Go back to your families. You saved yourselves. You're no farmer. Why do you know my name? Who are you?
I know your name because I'm an agent of the Inquisition. I'm investigating whether the disappearance of Wardens has anything to do with the murder of the Divine.
Maker's balls. The Wardens and the Divine. That can't... No, you're asking so you don't really know. First off, I didn't know they disappeared. But we do that, right? No more blight, job done. Wardens are the first thing forgotten. But one thing I'll tell you, no Warden killed the Divine. Our purpose isn't political.
I'm not here to accuse, not yet. I just need information. I've only found you. Where are the rest?
I haven't seen any Wardens for months. I travel alone, recruiting. Not much interest because the Archdemon is a decade dead, and no need to conscript because there's no blight coming. Treaties give Wardens the right to take what we need, who we need. These idiots forced this fight, so I conscripted their victims. They had to do what I said, so I told them to stand. Next time they won't need me. Grey Wardens can inspire. Make you better than you think you are.
I wasn't aware Grey Wardens could take whatever they want.
It's complicated. If there's a blight, everyone has to help the effort to fight it. The treaties are ancient. Outside of blights, it's as binding as a clever tongue can make it.
Do you have any idea where the other Wardens could have gone?
Maybe they returned to our stronghold at Weishaupt. That's in the Anderfels, a long way north. I don't really know. Can't imagine why they'd all disappear at once, let alone where they'd disappear to.
Why haven't you gone missing like the rest of them?
Well, maybe I was going to. Or maybe there's a new directive but a runner got lost or something. My job was to recruit on my own. Plan to stay that way for months. Years.
It's been a pleasure, Warden Blackwall, but this didn't help at all.
Inquisition. Agent, did you say? Hold a moment. The Divine is dead and the sky is torn. Events like these, thinking we're absent is almost as bad as thinking we're involved. If you're trying to put things right, maybe you need a warden. Maybe you need me.
The Inquisition needs all the support it can get. But what can one Grey Warden do?
Save the fucking world if pressed. Look, maybe fighting demons from the sky isn't something I'm practiced at. But show me someone who is. And like I said, there are treaties. Maybe this isn't a blight, but it's bloody well a disaster. Some will honor them. Being a warden means something to a lot of people.
Warden Blackwall, the Inquisition accepts your offer.
Good to hear. We both need to know what's going on. And perhaps I've been keeping to myself for too long. This warden walks with the Inquisition.
Nice. I do not have much on Warden Blackwall. We know he became Constable of the Grey in Val Cheven after Warden Constable Fontaine assumed the position of Commander of the Grey from her predecessor. He also bears the Silverite Wings of Valor, an honor bestowed upon Orlesian wardens for deeds of great daring. The details of the act for which Blackwall earned the Silverite Wings, however, are sketchy. Grey Wardens hide their secrets well. The medal was likely awarded for a campaign to secure deep road entrances within Orlais, shortly after the Fifth Blight. Several Grey Wardens lost their lives on that campaign. Perhaps more would be dead if not for Blackwall. According to my sources, Warden Blackwall has been traveling alone for several years now. The last anyone saw him at the keep in Val Cheven, it was 937 Dragon. It has been completely abandoned, along with all of the Warden outposts. I believe Blackwall is as curious about this disappearance as we are. Perhaps in time we will find answers. Liliana. Blackwall. What do we got for inventory? You gotta be level 9, sorry. Okie doke. Welcome, Blackwall. There are many lords and ladies in Valvrio, and I mean this literally. Once the system of noble titles in Orlais was labyrinthine. There were barons and baroness and baronets and sir barons and a horde of others, each with its own origins and its own nuances of comparison. The Orlesian aristocracy is ancient and much given to competition. All the nobility played the grand game, as it is known, whether they wish to or not. It is a game of reputation and patronage, where moves are made with rumors and scandal is the chief weapon. No gentle game, this. More blood has been drawn as a result of the grand game than any war the Orlesians have fought. Of this, I am assured by almost every gentleman here. As far as the titles went, everything changed with the coming of Emperor Dracon, who established the Orlesian Empire as it exists now, and who created the Chantry. There is no more venerated figure in Orlais. In Val Royeaux, the statue of Dracon stands as tall as the statue of Andraste. Dracon determined that the grand game was tearing Orlais apart, so he abolished all titles besides his own and lord and lady. I am told with some twittering amusement that this action did not end the grand game as Dracon had intended. Now the lords and ladies collected unofficial titles rather than official ones, such as the Exalted Patron of Tassus Clay or Uncle to the Champion of Tremes. It is a headache to remember such titles, and one winces to think of the poor doorman at the balls who must rattle them off as each guest enters the room. The aristocracy is different from Ferelden in other ways as well. The Orlesians' right to rule stems directly from the Maker. There exists neither the concept of rule by merit nor the slightest notion of rebellion. If one is not noble, one aspires to be, or at the least aspires to be in the good graces of a noble, and is ever watching for a way to enter the patronage of those better placed in the grand game. And then there are the masks, and the cosmetics. I've not seen so much paint since the kennels at High Ever, but that is another story. From Beyond the Frostbacks by Ban Teoric of Westhill, 920 Dragon. Just do a little bit of fast travel.
Thank you.
Probably on the other side of this hill. Ah. It's gotta be up there. Excuse me. Just gotta find a way up there then. It's probably this way. Doot 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 doot. Level up. You're welcome. Now then, what do I want to upgrade? Where do I want to go next? Try to get some bear claws. I should probably at least mark it. There we go. Feel free to strike up a conversation anytime, guys. Man, Vivian, you're a glass cannon. Upgrade our potions or I just... Come on, just kill one. Oh, look, there's another one. Great. Sorry, I'm taking all the potions, guys. Ugh, I can't see. Blackwall, I'm sorry. Okay, disengage, disengage. Holy smokes, there are a lot of... Oh no, those are those. Okay. Nice to see we have a few agents out here helping. Come on! How much health do you have? What were you shooting at?
Pills and not much else. Demons, I suppose.
Okay. We're gonna go back to camp, resupply, and rest. Okay, I'm just gonna test something. I just want to see if this is gonna help with the rift. And if not, I'll put it back and just understand that I'm just unequipped. Under-equipped or something. Leave us alone. No. How are you already so low on health, Blackwall? Blackwall, take a potion. Gal, dang it! Leave me alone! Oh my gosh! Seriously? Okay, I'm definitely not ready for this. I am so not ready for this. Gal, dang. Fine. I'll go do something else then. No, just... forget it. Ah, he's over here.
Have you seen the halls across the dentist at the Inquisition? They're magnificent.
Maker, look at it. So much easier to ignore when it's far away. And to actually walk out of it. To be that close.
If I hadn't been saved by Inquisition soldiers, I don't know what would have happened.
Inquisition soldiers? That's not what I've heard. The Breach, the Divine's death, the Wardens. It doesn't make sense. There's so much we don't know.
Your experience with the Wardens will certainly be useful.
Mostly the treaties, I expect. Old parchments you're welcome to. What about you? How do you fit into all this?
I just want to help stop the war. Try to put things back in order.
A worthy goal, one I'm happy to support. For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the Divine. They owe us some answers.
No. Just want to get rid of this.
I've heard rumors of abandoned Warden camps all over these parts. If we have time, I'd like to take a look. See if there's anything we can salvage.
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
Ah, the Wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
The Blight's been over for 10 years. What do Wardens do when the world's not ending?
There is still Darkspawn. Just because we killed so many in Ferelden doesn't mean they're gone. And the world is not so peaceful that there's no use for good men with swords. Sometimes you have to figure out for yourself what the pledge to protect others really means. It's not always about just archdemons and blights.
Where were you during the Blight?
I was in Ferelden, on my own like always. Quietly killed my fair share of Darkspawn too.
You haven't had contact with other Wardens for a while. Why were you on your own?
It's what I've always done. Recruitment only requires one man. Besides, I've always been a loner. Works best for everyone that way.
So, you have no idea where the rest of the Wardens are?
Do you find that odd? The Blight is over. We don't need an organized force. And orders don't change much from day to day. For the last 1,000 years or so, it's been just find Darkspawn, kill them, repeat as necessary.
Let's continue this at another time.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me.
Hey, Hinterlands.
Inquisitor?
What do you think of the Inquisition?
I expected more. More men, better equipment. You may have Andraste's favor, but wars are won by men, soldiers.
Avoiding war altogether would be ideal.
True enough. Still, it never hurts to be prepared. One thing I will say about your men, they're passionate, devoted. You inspire them. Build on that foundation, and you will have an army that makes nations tremble.
What do you think about all this trouble between the mages and Templars?
Looking at it from where we stand, it seems inevitable. But that could be hindsight. How many of us actually saw it coming? Either way, I don't think the Chantry will ever recover.
What do you think of Haven?
It's a war camp that was once a pilgrim's refuge. It's the state of the world, though, isn't it? Holy ground turned into a battlefield. Pity about that temple. Would have been nice to see it.
What do you think of the Inquisition's cause?
Restoring order is a goal I support wholeheartedly. But that's not the end of it, is it? Not by a half. The Lady Seeker believes we are restoring the Chantry. Others say it needs reform. I don't know where you stand on the matter, and I'll admit I haven't made up my mind either.
What do you think of my advisors?
Josephine's lovely. and craftier than you'd expect. The Inquisition could not have picked a better ambassador.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Don't play Diamondback with Solus. You've been warned. Taught him the game last night. He turned around and beat me at it. Lost everything. Had to walk back to my quarters with only a bucket for my bits.
What do you think of my advisors?
Josephine's lovely, and craftier than you'd expect. The Inquisition could not have picked a better ambassador.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Sarah doesn't know who she is or what she wants, and doesn't even care.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Talked with Solus the other day. That man knows all there is to know about everything.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Madame Vivian only allied with the Inquisition because she knows it will bring her power. The most poisonous snakes are often the most beautiful.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
You're eyeing the Lady Seeker, aren't you? I can see why. She's definitely striking. A little stern, though.
Don't talk about Cassandra behind her back.
Maker, you asked. That'll teach me to open my mouth.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
You're eyeing the Lady Seeker, aren't you? I can see why. She's definitely striking. A little stern, though.
We should return to our duties.
As you wish. You are, after all, in charge.
It was just one time.
You need something? Let me know. Another time, then. Looks fine. Another time, then.
Goodbye.
Right.
What was I gonna do? Oh, I know.
Stay safe out there.
All the things in this world are
I don't know if it was the case that could get you that many drafts.
Secret says it will cost at least 10.
do harm to their
So many
peace of mind.
So many conversations. I don't think anyone's ready yet. I think people might be close. You got 3 minutes. Yeah, almost
Post
done.
soldiers a safe distance from the temple.
Our best guess at safe, anyway.
The papers we received from Sarah's friends document a lord's sabotage of a rival's marriage. Quite the scandalous affair. Very useful in applying our influence. Interestingly, the runes of Alamari the runes are Alamari in origin, belonging to the tribes that inhabited Ferelden almost 1,000 years ago. What is of greater interest, however, is that none of the runes translate intelligibly, meaning it is all in code. According to the translators, a reference to the Guardian also indicates an island off the northern coast. Most curious. I'll continue translating efforts in the hopes we can narrow this down further. You got 2 minutes left. The Inquisition is in its infancy. Building an organization such as this is like building an army. You need soldiers, weapons to arm them, food to feed them, and that's just the beginning. I joined knowing I could make a difference. I have Grey Warden treaties, and these allow us to take what's needed, when needed. We do not face a blight, but surely a torn sky warrants as much concern. Consider it. Warden Blackwall. This could work. The blight is but 10 years past, and Thetis remembers how we were saved. I can use the treaties, leverage the goodwill of the wardens, and use it for the Inquisition.
At your service.
You done yet, Colin? You got a minute left. Excerpts from Rector's reports. Do you know this sign? A triangle, point down. 2 wavy lines through it. A lookout spotted it in chalk, on a ruined wall close to one of our outposts. A cursory inquiry into the symbol has revealed nothing. Archivists are still looking. Arjun thinks she saw the symbol, or something very like it, scrawled in a ledger that belonged to the Comtesse de Bayard. A sweep was done, as you ordered. Almost every outpost of ours has been marked in this manner. Many believe we are being watched. To what end, we do not know. What about a decoy outpost set up near a trade route and watch carefully? If someone decides to take out their piece of chalk, we'll have them.
Let's see what we have.
Colin! Our efforts bore fruit. A portion of the profits will be passed for you. Use it wisely. Well, you're going back in for money.
All right.
And if this is the case... let's go to the Storm Coast. New area. I know I haven't completed all the Hinterlands stuff, but I'm obviously underdeveloped for some of it. Or maybe this is the game's way of saying, hey, go do something else for a bit.
Your worship, for what it's worth, welcome to the Storm Coast. I would have sent word sooner, but our efforts have been delayed.
How so?
There's a group of bandits operating in the area. They know the terrain, and our small party has had trouble going up against them. Some of our soldiers went to speak with their leader. Haven't heard back, though.
I'll do what I can to find our people.
Thank you, your worship. That's a relief. The soldiers didn't have an exact location for the bandits, but they were starting their search farther down the beach. With all this fuss, we haven't been able to conduct a proper search for the wardens either. Well, good luck, and enjoy the sea air. I hear it's good for the soul.
Dispatch for you.
What is it?
See for yourself, sir.
I need Deep Stalker hide. A number of ships washed up on the shores of the Storm Coast could be salvaged for use by the Inquisition. Oh, wow. Lots of lyrium here. First, we're going to go this way. Ooh, an oclarium or whatever. Oh, hi, elf fruit. Oop, come on, game. Let's look for some shards. It's way out there. Where are you? Seriously, where are you? Oh wow, I didn't know I could go this far back. There we go. Okay, let's get down here. kind of stuck back here. Back off, everybody.
Chargers! Stand down! Krim! How'd we do?
5 or 6 wounded, Chief. No dead.
That's what I like to hear. Let the throat cutters finish up, then break out the casks. So, you're with the Inquisition, huh? Glad you can make it. Come on, have a seat. Drinks are coming.
Hey, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Iron Bull, I presume. Yeah, the horns usually give it away. I assume you remember Cremisius Aclassi, my lieutenant.
Good to see you again. Throat cutters are done, Chief.
Already? Have them check again. I don't want any of those Tevinter bastards getting away. No offense, Krem.
None taken. At least a bastard knows who his mother was. Puts him one up on you Canary, right?
So, you've seen us fight. We're expensive, but we're worth it. And I'm sure the Inquisition can afford us. How much is this going to cost me, exactly? Wouldn't cost you anything personally. Unless you want to buy drinks later. Your ambassador, what's her name? Josephine. We'd go through her and get the payments set up. Gold will take care of itself. Don't worry about that. All that matters is we're worth it. The Chargers seem like an excellent company. They are, but you're not just getting the boys. You're getting me. You need a frontline bodyguard. I'm your man. Whatever it is. Demons? Dragons? The bigger the better. And there's one other thing. Might be useful. Might piss you off. Ever hear of the Ben Hasra? They're a Canary organization, right? The equivalent of their guards in City Watch. I'd go closer to spies. But yeah, that's them. Or, well, us. The Ben Hasrath are concerned about the breach. Magic out of control like that could cause trouble everywhere. I've been ordered to join the Inquisition, get close to the people in charge, and send reports on what's happening. But I also get reports from Ben Hasrath agents all over Orlais. You sign me on, I'll share them with your people. You're a Canary spy, and you just told me? Whatever happened at that Conclave thing, it's bad. Someone needs to get that breach closed. So whatever I am, I'm on your side. You still could have hidden what you are. From something called the Inquisition. I'd have been tipped sooner or later. Better you hear it right up front from me. What would you send home in these reports of yours? Enough to keep my superiors happy. Nothing that'll compromise your operations. The Canary want to know if they need to launch an invasion to stop the whole damn world from falling apart. You let me send word of what you're doing, it'll put some minds at ease. That's good for everyone. What's in these Ben Hasrath reports you're offering to share? Enemy movements, suspicious activity, intriguing gossip. It's a bit of everything. Alone they're not much, but if your spy master is worth a damn, she'll put him to good use. She? I did a little research. Plus, I've always had a weakness for redheads. All right, you're in. Excellent. Krem, tell the men to finish drinking on the road. The Chargers just got hired.
What about the casks, Chief? We just opened them up with axes.
Find some way to seal them. You're Tevinter, right? Try blood magic. We'll meet you back at Haven.
Welcome, Iron Bull. Cotton. Spin the weed. Okay, bull. Do we have anything for you, bull? Nope. How about armor? You gotta be level 9. Okay, everybody. Let's get to work.
Those must be the bandits Harding mentioned.
Knock, knock.
Got an odd style, Solus. Your spells are a bit different from the Circle Mages, or the Rince.
That comes from being self-taught. I discovered most magic on my own, or learned it from my journeys in the Fade.
I've seen self-taught warriors. Even the good ones have something awkward in their style. Something that clunks. I don't get that from you. Maybe magic is different.
Or, without magical training, you cannot notice the parts of my magic that clunk.
We came... Sorry. We came first from the sea. The dreadnoughts took Parvilan at a stroke. We marched on the land called Saharan, then Ravane and the Tevinter Imperium. Our Vidathori told us the Tevinter capital of Minrathos was unassailable. Though it did not fall, its walls were cracked with steel and Bakun fire. Tevinter saw what discipline achieves. The Baz called us conquerors when we brought them purpose. When we Tamacerans teach a child to read or a wilderness is made fruitful, is that conquest? Without the certainty of the Qun, there can be no reason. The Baz raised 3 retaliations against our forces, pushing back in Antiva and Ravane. The Cabethari, still adapting to the Qun's rule, suffered worst. The very people the Baz sought to liberate. The land burned, while the Baz called us savages. Such madness and hypocrisy needed another answer. We signed the treaties of the Baz to silence them, and left. We will return. Patience is the manifestation of self-control. While the Baz bicker among themselves, we prepare. What is time compared to the demands of the Qun? To Master and Teaching Notes, recovered and translated. We gotta go around. Excuse me, Bull. Nug. Oh, you're at the top, aren't you? Can I make it up this? Come on. Come on. Ugh. Come on. Make it. No. Ah. Close, but no cigar. Beware of falling rocks. Good to know. My dear friend, I completely understand the difficulty you face. To have such well-equipped bandits attack your family's caravan so regularly and with such exquisite knowledge of your shipping schedules is indeed highly unfortunate. There is no shame at all in finding your household guards wanting in such trying circumstances. To answer your question, when faced with my own troubles last year, I employed the Bull's Chargers. Their leader, the Iron Bull, is Ukunari, a great horned giant of a man. He looked like a savage, but spoke like a gentleman. He seems unstoppable in combat, but is far more clever than a simple swordsman. His mercenaries were costly, but they were both strong enough to protect my family's caravans and clever enough to discover how the bandits came into such luck in their attacks upon my family. The bandits have been no trouble at all since, and a baron of our mutual acquaintance effusively assured me that he would be greatly surprised if they ever again caused us difficulty. If you wish to employ the Iron Bull, I can provide you with his contact information, as well as a list of the liquors he enjoys most particularly. Will your husband also be present at these negotiations, or will you be making the acquaintance of the Iron Bull in a more intimate setting? If so, we shall have to talk, the next time our men go hunting. Yours in friendship, B. A letter lifted from a hidden drawer in a noblewoman's vanity and copied carefully before being returned. Dogs are an essential part of Ferelden culture, and no dog is more prized than the Mabari. The breed is as old as myth, said to have been bred from the wolves who served Dane. Prized for their intelligence and loyalty, these dogs are more than mere weapons or status symbols. The hounds choose their masters, pairing with them for life. To be the master of a Mabari anywhere in Ferelden is to be recognized instantly as a person of worth. The Mabari are an essential part of Ferelden military strategy. Trained hounds can easily pull knights from horseback or break lines of pikemen, and the sight and sound of a wave of war dogs howling and snarling has been known to cause panic among even the most hardened infantry soldiers. From Ferelden, Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Bull, take a potion. I got 92, okay. Velveteen. You're up here, aren't you? You're on the roof. Here, Varric. Let's go meet these bandits. Unless it's right here. Oof. You guys are running off. Unless this was it. We just happened to...
These must be the missing soldiers.
Murdered. Shit. We should see that their families are notified.
Inventory full. Just crusted. I need a deep stalker hide. These notes were found near murdered Inquisition soldiers. The paper is not crumpled or torn, as though it were left behind instead dropped. It's not our place to disagree. They're attempting to set themselves up along the shore, and we have orders. We are the sword, not the hand that wields it. You taught me that. If they're worthy, let them come with the Mercy's crest. The blades of Hessarian will listen. You will only get yourself cast out, or worse.
Our men were murdered by a group called the Blades of Hessarian. If you're interested, it looks like we can challenge their leader. It looks like the bandits are camped further along the beach.
Let's go see if we can deal with a rift. What'd you have? Dang it! I don't need this many daggers. Still got it. I think Bear just fell into the sea. And let's check the cave out. Ooh. Deep Stalker. If only I could actually see. Better. After extensive study of the Kunari specimens you kindly provided, I've come to the conclusion that the painted markings on their face and body are not, in fact, solely for ceremonial purpose, but provide a practical benefit. Oh, I'm certain there is some cultural significance to the patterns and colors they choose, but the Kunari do nothing without purpose, yes? They call these markings vitar, which in their tongue means poison armor. It's called this because the markings are magical in nature and actually harden their skin to an iron-like quality without hindering flexibility. And my analysis says the paint consists largely of poison. It's mixed with something else, blood, perhaps their own, and that neutralizes the poison, but only for one with Kunari physiology. Anyone else would perish almost instantly, which reminds me, I'll kindly acquire another body slave. The process activates the magical qualities of the poison, which provides the protective effects, almost in the same manner that lyrium runes do. How this works and whether it can be used for our purposes will require further study. Perhaps some live specimens this time? From a letter written by Namaria Origanus, apprentice to Magister Vardis, Dragon 932. Nope, yours is still better. Well, in that case. Oh, I didn't give you any accessories. It's back here. Is this it? Where'd you come from? Oh boy. And yeah, I'm guessing that's where we need to go. Let's go over this way then.
I have heard that your books are very popular, Master Tethras.
I do all right.
I'm glad of it.
Really? No sarcasm? No superior attitude?
We live in a dark and angry time, Child of Stone. So much of what people believe has come crashing down. If you bring them a little peace with the worlds you make between the pages, you have done more than most.
That was easy. Newly hatched dragons are roughly the size of a deer and voraciously hungry. They live for a short time in their mother's lair before venturing out on their own. The slender, wingless creatures are born in vast numbers, as only a few survive to adulthood. Well, take a potion. Spin the weed. I guess it's up there. Hi, little dragon. That was a whiff. Connect the dots. Crud. Fervenial. Commonly referred to as the Oak, the constellation Fervanus is generally represented by a towering tree with leafless branches. Many scholars believe this is a representation of nature that harkens back to the lore of the early Neromanians, whose beliefs largely align with animism, prior to the rise of old god worship and the creation of the Tevinter Imperium. Others, however, believe Fervanus is originally a constellation of the Elven people, specifically a depiction of Andruil, goddess of the hunt. Tanadal, or Way of Three Trees, is a central tenet of Andruil, and some think that Fervanus originally represented this concept. I see you, glowing skull thing. And I see you, Rift. I'm going to take the skull first. Careful, Bull. Don't want to slip down. Solus, take the ladder. It's easier. Come on. There you go. Morn's Outlook. The large statue situated at Morn's Outlook once served as a marker for ships coming to trade with the dwarves. Beyond an assumed connection with the great port at Daren's Mouth, nothing is known of the statue's namesake. From the Storm Coast and its history by Brother Vincent, Chantry Scholar. Hard in Hightown, Chapter 2. Magistrate Dunwald's butler had the air of a man who had never risen before dawn in his life. He stared down his nose at Donan Brenakovic and his partner, Jevlin, as if he were on some lofty balcony above them instead of standing in the parlor at his dressing gown. The magistrate is indisposed. This can wait until a reasonable hour. He gestured for the guards to see themselves out. The magistrate is dead, Donan corrected him. Wait the household. As the butler left, Jevlin shifted uneasily in his new armor. Shouldn't the captain be here? You want to go back to the barracks? Be my guest, Donan said with a shrug, only half listening as he studied the collection displayed in the room. A dozen ancient swords lay nestled in display cases, protected from dust and prying fingers. He moved to lift the lid on the nearest one. Jevlin started to protest, but then the doors opened. She had eyes the color of topaz and dark hair that fell across her brow like sword strokes. She strolled into the parlor with such dignified elegance that Donan didn't realize for several minutes that she was clad in a housecoat and not a ball gown. You have news about my husband? What's Seamus done this time? Forget to pay his bill at the Rose? She seated herself and indicated the guards do the same. Donan nodded at the recruit to speak up. Jevlin started. No, Lady Dunwald. Actually, she interrupted him with a wave. Muriel, please. Lady Muriel, your husband has been murdered. Donan took over the flustered recruit. When did you see him last? Mariel stared at him, her jewel-colored eyes wide, and her voice cracked on, "Murdered? Seamus?" But a heartbeat, maybe two, passed, and she again became the perfect picture of noble grace. "I saw him at dinner," she answered in a tone anyone might use to comment on the weather. "He left before dusk. He said he was going to play Wicked Grace with the Comte de Favre. Do you know of anyone who might have wanted him dead?" Devlin asked softly. "People want magistrates dead on principle." She gave a wry smile, but her voice grew pained. "Criminals, political rivals, even people in his district who disagreed with him." She drifted off, lost in thought, and then turned to Donnan, eyes blazing. "A week ago, a letter came. Vague threats. I thought it was nothing, but it upset Seamus." "Who sent it?" Donnan asked. "It wasn't signed, but the seal was 6 crossed swords." Where are the shards? Okay, Bull. Time to see if you can... Oh boy. See how you deal with handling a rift. If I can get down safely, that is. Actually handle one of these. Oh, this should be fun. Get back here, you. Stop it! Varric, take a potion. No, I didn't want to... I need to take a potion. Ah, get off me! Okay, you guys can handle that. And that's how it's done. Okay. I think... Here's camps down here. Okay. I think we're gonna head over back to Haven quickly. And in the requisition, talk to Bull, check the War Council, and I think we'll call it. We got a decent amount of stuff done. We got some new companions. Okay, Bull, where are you? Oh, you're right here.
What can I do for you?
I'd like to know more about the Iron Bull.
The Chief. First time I met him, he saved my life. I never thought I'd work for a Canary, but he grows on you. He's not like any commander I've ever worked for. That's for damn sure.
How's Iron Bull as a commander?
If you know what you're doing and hold up your end, he's easy. He doesn't accept any less. If he keeps us alive, he leads from the front, and if you've an idea that'll win the fight, he listens. I've seen bands whose captains had to prove they were swinging the biggest sword. Bull isn't like that. The charges might give him more lip than you'd expect, but every one of us would lay down our lives for the big ass.
How did a Tevinter soldier wind up in a Kunari spy's mercenary company?
I wasn't a soldier at the time. I was in some trouble, trying to flee to Vinter. A Tribune and his men caught me in a border town tavern. They meant to make an example of me. Bull killed them. Gave up his eye doing it. Patched me up and asked if I was looking for work. I've been putting up with his jokes ever since.
That's how he lost the eye?
Yes. The guards had me on the tavern floor when Bull came inside and yelled for them to stop. One of them saw trouble coming and figured he'd finish me off. The guard had a flare. Bull put himself between me and the blow. Big-horned idiot. Didn't even know me.
Is it strange to work for a Canary?
He hasn't tried to convert us to the Qun, if that's what you're asking. Bull's charges don't care who you light a candle for, so long as your shield stays up. If he hadn't told me he was Ben Hasroth, I'd have thought he'd left that life behind.
I didn't expect he'd tell you all that he was a spy.
Not the whole band, but those who've been around long enough to trust. He figures most of us would find out sooner or later, and it should come from him. Eyes to eye, he says. It's never messed up a job. He just writes letters back home. Lots of the boys write letters back home.
We'll talk later.
They've got good form. Cullen's putting his Templar training to good use.
Did Cullen tell you he was a Templar? He's not wearing the armor.
He didn't have to. Might not be a Templar shield, but it's a Templar holding it. He angles the shield just a bit down. Helps direct fire or acid away, so it doesn't spray right into your face. Canary learned the same thing when we trained to fight Tevinter mages. Your Templar's doing good work.
I'm impressed by what Cullen has accomplished with the troops.
Damn right. It takes time to build a group into a team, but he's got their loyalty. Now he just needs them to make a decent shield wall, and they'll be good to go. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. It's at the top. You've got no leader, no Inquisitor. Cullen has the loyalty of our soldiers. Yeah, he's shaping up to be a good commander. But he's building an army, not a movement. My people don't pick leaders from the strongest, or the smartest, or even the most talented. We pick the ones willing to make the hard decisions, and live with the consequences. Who knows? Maybe you sealed the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go home and get fat. Do you think? It could happen. It won't, but it could.
Can't talk to you anymore? Fine.
Can I help you?
I'd like to know more about your work with the Ben Hasrath.
Ben Hasrath is actually a general term. You've got the secret police who investigate problems inside our territory. You've got the re-educators who take people with problems and fix their minds. Or make them disappear. And then you've got the spies.
How do the re-educators work?
I only know the basics. Wasn't my area. That said, keep a man awake long enough. Ask the right questions, give the right potions, and you can get him to say anything. You don't need blood magic or demons to change someone's mind. We're a lot more fragile than we'd like to believe.
You can alter someone's beliefs that easily?
One of my friends was a re-educator. He said that every memory is like the page of a book. When you examine a memory, you're turning to that page, and when you're there, the page is laid bare. Write a few notes in the margins of the page, erase a word here and there, and your whole outlook changes. I always felt a little weird reading after that conversation.
The re-educators sound horrible.
Yeah, they probably do. Here's the thing, though. What happens in Orlais when you commit a crime or betray a lord? They just lop your head off. At least the Qunari try to fix you.
None of those sound exactly like you.
Yeah, I was a special case. They sent me to Saharan because they needed someone who could fight and hunt down problems. That whole island was a sack of cats. Incursions from Tevinter, Tal Vashath, and native rebels fighting both sides. And in the middle, me, trying to wrangle the rebels and restore order.
I can't imagine that was easy.
Nope. I hunted down a lot of rebels. Lost a lot of friends to the Vince, the Fog Warriors, or the Tal Vashath. One day I woke up and couldn't think of a damned reason to keep doing my job. Turned myself into the re-educators.
You'd heard what the re-educators did to their prisoners.
Yes, I had. I wanted them to fix me like they fixed them. The Ben Hasrath ordered me to go to Orlais, ostensibly as a Tal Vashath, and work undercover. That's how I ended up here.
That's, damn.
You did ask. Anyway, nice talking with you.
Detainee has already confessed to resisting arrest when Ben Hasrath came for his co-worker. Circumstantial evidence suggests he was part of group planning to become Tal Vashath. Co-worker died attempting to escape. Detainee requires evaluation for possible reintroduction into society instead of comic treatment. He is being denied sleep and given restricted potions of food and water, as noted below. Portions. Day 1. Detainee restrained, given water but no food. Detainee requested to use latrine. Was told cleanliness is part of the Qun, and he had decided to attack the Qun. Detainee asked why he murdered Ben Hasrath. Responded that he only defended himself. The detainee eventually urinated on floor. Day 2. Detainee given light food and water. Told he could use latrine if he could demonstrate ability to follow the Qun. Detainee asked why he murdered Ben Hasrath. Answered that he fought them to protect co-worker, did not murder them. Detainee told that lying is unacceptable under the Qun. Detainee observed re-educators eating and drinking and engaging in conversation about daily activities while detainee stood. Day 3. Detainee refused food and water, was taken outside and shown Kalaba rooting through garbage for food. Detainee told he is similar to Kalaba, as neither he nor it follows the Qun. Also told Kalaba is better than detainee, as Kalaba is too stupid to follow the Qun, while detainee could follow it but made conscious choice to refuse. Detainee asked why he murdered Ben Hasrath. Detainee answered he was angry and trying to protect his friend. Day 4. Detainee showed drawings of dead Tamasrans and children, told these were drawings of people in Saharan killed by Tal Vashoth. Detainee told all Tal Vashoth do this, and if detainee wishes to be Tal Vashoth, he must go to education center and kill Tamasrans now. Detainee became visibly upset. Detainee asked why he murdered Ben Hasrath, answered he was wrong and lied to by his co-worker. Day 5. Detainee continues to show remorse, is visibly happy when reminded that Qun offers place for all people. Detainee washed, given new clothes and food, allowed to sleep. Upon waking, detainee asked whether he would prefer to be Tal Vashoth or Kunari. Detainee answered he would remain Kunari. Detainee released to road crew for simple labor and will be watched by observers on team. Excerpts from a Ben Hasrath re-education report smuggled out of Parvalin. Suggesting that all Ben Hasrath are spies is like assuming that all craftsmen are carpenters. The Ben Hasrath form a significant portion of the Kunari priesthood, tending to a variety of tasks within Kunari society. In Kunari cities, Ben Hasrath serve as something akin to a town guard, investigating anything that disrupts the orderly function of the city. Ben Hasrath re-educators treat criminals and rebels against the Qun, determining whether they must destroy the subject's mind using a poison known as kamak. Those who they can rehabilitate through treatment and education are later transferred to simple work details. In contested or war-ridden areas, Ben Hasrath coordinate with the Kunari military to track the dreaded Tal Vashoth rebels, a function similar to bounty hunting. Outside Kunari borders, Ben Hasrath agents primarily observe and report. While this may seem underhanded, it is no more than most nations do with their own spies, and the Kunari are, perhaps rightly in retrospect, extremely concerned with the danger our culture's comparatively liberated mages pose. Our assumption that all Ben Hasrath are malicious spies bent on bringing Orlais into the Qun has no basis in fact. It is simple prejudice against a race whose appearance unsettles us, compounded by a guilty conscience at seeing how many peasants, especially elves, prefer life under the Qun to life under our Empress. The Kunari are a society of people with a different culture and different values, but people nonetheless, as complex and nuanced as Orlais. An excerpt from The Lion and the Bull, Racial Bias and Oversimplification of Kunari Societal Roles in the Orlesian Court, author unknown, published by the University of Orlais. The goal is fear. The Kunari and Saharan's markets must fear that everyone who serves their food is a rebel looking for a chance to slip poison onto a Kunari's plate. The rebels must fear that every farmer they pass in the field is a Ben Hasrath spy ready to bring soldiers running. And the commoners, the peasants, they must fear everyone. They see rebels light fires that kill Kunari and commoner alike. They see Ben Hasrath arrest commoners who all know are innocent. When these events do not occur naturally, it is our duty to catalyze the process. Only when the commoners of Saharan fear the rebels and hate the Kunari will the Imperium be seen as the preferable option. The actions we take here may seem cruel, but to succeed, we must agitate until all of Saharan hates both the rebels and the Kunari for their actions. Only when the people are broken can we save them. Only when they fear all others will they accept the aid of the Imperium. Any good soldier would kill 10 men to save 20. We must bring terror to Saharan so that we might one day bring peace. An excerpt from a training manual given to Devinter operatives joining the Sikari, whose existence has been officially denied. Okay. Let's hand in this requisition. Oh, come on, game.
We'll carry it on. Can have those supplies for you by tomorrow, Quartermaster. It's about damn time.
The least of his children.
Entertaining divisions for Inquisition soldiers, not to mention being useful for trade. These special amulets are respected by the Blades of Hessarian, and fashioning them will allow our agents to negotiate with the cultists and perhaps gain some converts to our cause. I need 5 deep stalker hides for boats.
Much appreciated.
Dungeon while wearing Mercy's crest. I see.
A learned child is a blessing upon his parents and onto the maiden.
And Mother Giselle will treat all demon claw wounds as you suggest, to deal with the venom.
Toxin, not venom. It's only venom if it's deliberately injected into the bloodstream. This is simply an infection. Are you writing this down?
I have a very good memory.
Write it down, please. We will study that.
You're welcome.
What may I do for you?
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
None in particular. Our guests are well pleased with what they've seen. Greetings.
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
Any thoughts on the people here?
Who did you mean?
What do you think of Sir Blackwall?
Sir Blackwall seems as loyal to the purpose of the Inquisition as he is to the Wardens. His travels must have taken him strange places. I wish he'd speak more about them.
The Iron Bull has had to have made an impression.
He is a loud, unapologetic accident merely waiting to happen. I do wish he'd stop daring poor dignitaries to outdrink him.
Let's speak later.
Another time.
Summon the War Council.
Has Cassandra spoken to you about my new recruits?
They are not your recruits, Commander. They're ours.
I was correct. Spreading the word that the Inquisition was allied with the Grey Wardens meant messages of support poured in. With the treaties in hand, we've managed to secure new recruits and donations of both gold and equipment. The Commander will make good use of them. A spy's report. Posts set up along the Imperial Highway, ostensibly to guard trade routes and facilitate procuring supplies for the Inquisition. Eyes on all approaches. Fourth night. A caravan carrying refugees makes camp nearby for protection. After midnight, a young woman on crutches makes small talk with a patrol guard. After he passes, she crouches and makes the mark on a tent post. The woman pretends for half an hour to know nothing. When it becomes clear the ruse will not work, she kisses an Andrastian locket and says, "Glory to those across the seas." She dies. The locket was poison. Part of a Ben Hashrath report noting the current fight for succession in Leeds, which has been without a direct ruler since Duke Remark died early in the Orlesian Civil War. The duchy will go to one of 3 members of the dead Duke's family. all of whom have possible claims to the position due to the complex nature of Orlesian politics. His cousin Carolina, already a duchess by marriage, his daughter Monette, whose claim is muddied by her youthful naivete and the fact that her father pushed her into a life of service to the Chantry after his wife's death, likely to protect her from the damages of the game, and his brother Jean Gaspard, an ambitious and cunning man who has been searching for power. Carolina is capable and not overly invested in overseeing leads personally. Monette would be the most easily manipulated, but less likely to be useful. Jean Gaspard would be difficult to manipulate and could present a threat if he succeeds his brother. Any of the three candidates could become a valuable ally to the Inquisition, but the other two must be removed from play first. I can destroy Carolina's marriage with 4 words and the proper gloves left on the proper table. Monette would do better in the Chantry than in the game. I can see that she is encouraged to take vows. Jean Gaspard is a chevalier and a capable military leader. If we want him removed, I dare say we might recruit him for ourselves.
At your service.
Anything else? Oh, we had another thing here. Liliana, go gather coin.
Let's see what we have.
Let's quickly head back to the Hinterlands. Loading, loading. Loading screen.
I've news, sir.
What is it?
You may want to look into this.
I can do that right now. Inquisition soldiers and agents out in the field sorely need shelter from the elements. There you go. Whoa. Okay, who needs to level up? Black wall. Solus. Let's give you some actual attacks.
Dispatch for you.
What is it?
See for yourself, sir.
I need one more ram leather. Let me see if I can get this quickly. Oh, bear.
We should search the area.
Good find.
Oy. Bear hide. I need ram hide. Oh well. Let's rest up. And I'm actually going to change my party out. Let's bring the Iron Bull. Wrong button. There. Okay, next time. Maybe attempt the rift? Otherwise, we'll just go back to the Storm Coast. Until then, if you liked this video, let me know in the comments. If you really liked it, press that cute little like button. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Luke Dog, and I'll see you next time.